Hey guys, what's up? This is Art back again for another interview. The last video I did was about my first DUI drug testing. This one I'm going to talk about my second DUI drug testing. Slightly different from the first, same concepts. Probation says, guess what? Drug and alcohol testing. So what happened is, before going any further, yes, I know it's late. I just got back from the gym about a half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago. And I'm just trying to wind down before I go to bed. I said I wanted to do this before I go to sleep. And yes, it's going to be a little bit longer than the standard 15 minutes that I want to do. But it's kind of funny. Alright, so here we are. So what happened is I got drunk driving this city called Roseville. So what happened is they like, well, guess what? You know what? You got busted for drunk driving. You're gonna be on probation for 2 years. Okay. Probation officer says you're gonna go to this place called Jams. Now I never heard of Jams before, but it looks like they have a lockdown on every court in most of the Detroit area. There's about 15 or 16 locations for this place. So naturally, you call up there and says, okay, sign up. Now, thing is that they're only open to the public twice a day. In the morning for 3 hours and in the afternoon for about 3 hours. So 6 hours a day this place is open for you to drug test. Okay, and I look up and it's like, sheesh. No 12 hours. So that means I can't come and say, for example, if I feel like taking a half day off of work, I can't just go do my drug test and that's it. No, I gotta wait. So what happened is that you have to register at one place. I chose a place close to my job. Thing is that if I don't have a car, it's hard for me to get there, regardless. If you don't have a car, it's hard for you to get to any of these places, regardless, because of the fact that it's only open for a certain amount of time. And that's where it gets kind of funny, because if you have to take the bus, excuse me, it's going to take you 2 hours just to get there, and you might have to walk a mile or two just to get to the place itself. So it's not really convenient. There were 3 places close to where I live. And by bus, the easiest one would take about 2 hours. Yeah, by bus. So what happened is, okay, now, every one of these places are in what they call a strip mall. A strip mall is basically, if you don't know what a strip mall is, it's basically a group of shops put together in one little strip. Think of like your normal mall, but chopped up in different spots and separated outside kind of thing. So everything's a big strip mall. So you go into like a little plaza. There's like about 4 or 5, 10 different shops. Thing is, there's no sign because according to it's against the law for them to advertise what they are. So what happened is, if you're looking for on a map, you have to go to this place and you have to go to the place, the mall area, and look all over. And what happened to that little paper ass sign that they take down every night? And I'm like, seriously? I mean, to me that looks shady as all hell. The first probation, I told you about the place. It's like there. Looks it looks professional. This place looks like a hole in the wall. It's something that I can make up and run. Okay. So, and the thing is, everyone I went to, now, for example, you would think, okay, if I register for Jams, no more, I should be able to go to any Jams and do my testing. No problem. What happens is, there's no central database. So if you go to a different one, they have to call your home one to see if you was a registered person. ass backwards. A fly-by-night ass backwards place. And I'm looking at it, it's like, are you fucking out of your mind? It gets even better. It's one bathroom. There's one bathroom in the place that the people in the facility and you use at the same time. There's only one toilet. The toilet has like a mirror on both sides, set on the floor so that way they can see you. You pee with the door open, and some fruity ass dude, or some creepy ass woman watch you pee. Now, but then again, the first one, yeah, she watch you pee sitting right there. Yeah, that's fine. But the thing is that one guy at my place, he looked at fruity. Now, here's when I say this, I say that in jest. I'm not homophobe. I don't care if you're gay or not. It's just the fact that the way how he looked at people when he, that's how he looked. Whether you're a male or female. This is what happens if you're a female. You have to test a female to step in and watch you pee. Male, if you're a male, either a woman or a man will watch you pee. And there's always a female stationed at that place. Sometimes there's no males there, but there's always one female stationed there, or actually more like two. So I get there, you register. The day you have to register, they say you need picture ID. Guess what? When you got busted for drunk driving, they took your picture ID. So I had to find a picture ID. Oh, it doesn't have to be current either. So I picked one of my old licenses, my old driver's license. Said, this good enough? Oh, okay, that's good. I'm like, seriously? So it's a good thing I never threw away my old driver's license. So when I registered, I had to pay $25 on the spot and pee right there. Seriously. You had to stand in line. And the fun thing is, this thing is not even run. I mean, everybody stands in line. You see everybody. But when you pee, you're off in a little section. Now, the thing is, the people worker eat there. They eat there. They even go use the bathroom there. So it's like, seriously. Sometimes the toilet doesn't even flush. And you think about all the money that's going into this place. You mean to tell me you can't get a better looking place? A place that has like urinals? Seriously? A place that could have male and female, like an old restaurant? You couldn't have an old restaurant where you got, oh, seriously? Sometimes the toilet didn't flush. Sometimes they say don't. Sometimes they say flush it. Sometimes you don't. And sometimes they say flush. Now the thing is, when you have to go, you have to say, for example, dang. Okay. The sample size would be half this. Would be like this, about this much. And you have to pee about that much. If you don't do enough, guess what? It's a void. Got to do it over again. They give you 3 times. If you don't give them a proper sample in 3 times, guess what? You violate it. And your urine cannot be clear. but it doesn't really tell you. It doesn't. I mean, I looked. It doesn't really tell you why your urine can't be clear. So that means you can't drink a lot of water before the test. Drink some good old Gatorade or pop. Most likely Mountain Dew. You gotta drink one of these. Because if your urine looks like water, like clear, you have to do it all over again. One time, they had me do a test. I couldn't pee enough, so I had to sit and wait half an hour. Now the thing is, I had to go to work. I decided to go in the morning before I go to work. And so what happens? Is like I drank some coffee, drank some Gatorade, and still couldn't provide enough. Most likely, I probably was dehydrated. Maybe, I don't know, or maybe I was sick that time. I don't even know. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I pee constantly. Sometimes I don't pee at all. So what happened was, I said, "Okay, go." So then, about an hour later, I was able to provide enough urine sample. I go. A couple hours later, about a day later, I get a phone call. "Hey, Mr. Warren, can you come in today and give us another urine sample? That urine sample was tainted." I'm like, wait. I'm like, how is that sample tainted? "Oh, somebody did some improper procedure, labeled it wrong." I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm like, wait, hold. I'm like, hold, time out. That test cost me like 30 something dollars. And you mean to tell me that Yahoo in there couldn't label the shit right? Yeah, that's about right. I'm like, oh my goodness. So then that means, I'm like, okay, I can come in after work. So that means after I get off of work, I gotta drink some Mountain Dew real fast, drive up there to provide another urine sample. And I was like, oh, this fucking sucks. Sometimes I had to provide a urine sample. Sometimes I had to go, they said, well, what happened is that they went from before I could call in the afternoon and I could test either that later that day or early the next morning. I always wait till early the next morning. So all of a sudden they got sick and tired of that and say same day testing. Because sometimes you can miss a test. Oh, I missed it. And they'll let you test. And they got sick and tired of that. So now, mind you, the holidays, see, my court, every holiday, you have to test every holiday. But guess what? Jams didn't know about that. So every holiday, I had to go to Jams, my Jams. They look at me and say, well, I don't know. I said, my court says I have to test all the time. Everyone, well, I don't know. Let me go check. Now, here's the question. Why would I test? Why would I do a urine test? For the fun of it. If I'm there, it's because I have to test. Not because I had the fun of it. So they called the hotline. Oh, I guess you do have to test. Everybody from this court. Oh, I'm like, why would I be there? You guys wasted my damn time. You guys waste a lot of my time. But going back to that one time, yeah, I had to come back later that night test. Oh, the sample it was kind of clear, but it wasn't so clear. But I'm like, and so what happened was I technically failed that test. So then I had to go to, when I went to probation, they said, well, you have some problems with the test. I'm like, yeah. Number one, they mishandled it. So I had to go back. And the funny thing is, this stuff is not cheap. They charged me a second time to test. They made a mistake, but I had to pay a second time, and it wasn't good enough. I say, do you know something? I'm diabetic. So sometimes I have to drink a lot of water, and sometimes that clears me out. It gives me clear urine. And then you ask me to drink some Mountain Dew. Wait, well, that's the case. And the response was, well, shouldn't have been drinking. See, this is the kind of stupid shit that I had to go through for 2 fucking years. If they make a mistake, you have to go back and do it again, and they'll charge you extra. They might charge you $10 extra or $20 extra or whatever. But I had to go 3 times a month, and then if the month had a fourth time, and of course they test 5 days back. So that means no matter what, you're going to get caught, unless you get extremely lucky. I know some people who bought fake urine. This late girl I know put fake urine, squirting it up inside her. I'm like, ugh. Where do you know it? You sure that's fake urine? How did they make it? You sure that's not something like me? Like, I mean, as far as I know, it could be real urine. I go, hey, I tell you what, let me stick my dang-a-lang, dang dong up in your woohoo wahoo, and I'll pee up in there. You hold that. I'm like, why? Just to try to get rid of. Just try to get. I'll take this herbal cleanser. That's why they talk. The herbal cleanser cleans you out, makes you clear, urine clear. Oh my god. Now, mind you, I had to go there. I had to do the breathalyzer and then stand in line. Some days you have to pee really bad. You're sitting around, you have to pee, and the people, I'm feeling the paper. Ever seen that cartoon? It's not Fruitopia. It's some Topia or something like that. It's all animals. And the DMV, the sloth, Gary, yeah, that's how she was. I'm like, sheesh. By the time you finish the paperwork, I could have ran out, grabbed myself a Big Mac meal, ate that sucker, came back, and you've been halfway done. And everybody's like, oh my god. Everybody looking around and said, oh damn, that bitch is here. And the funny thing is that there'd be a line laying out the door. And the funny thing is, like, in the evening time, right next door to it was a Vietnamese restaurant. So what happened? People were walking out like, why are these people lining up at this place? Of course, they have no sign on the door. To me, it looks shady as all fuck. So why I'm testing? I told them, I said, this place looks shady as all hell. Well, we don't control that. I mean, I was like, shit. I'd rather come here. I'd rather say, okay, here, during your urine test. I'd rather come here. At least I know what I'm doing. At least I know this place looks clean. I know this place is clean. But damn. But no, clear eyes. Like, and I'm sitting right here. I was like, oh my god. Told it's not working. Got to pour the bleach down the toilet. Now, what happened was one time I went to a different one. In Roseville, there was one in Roseville right down the street from the courthouse. So I went. It was a holiday, so I went there. And they said, I said, I'm from this court. Okay, no problem. They wrote it down. They accepted no qualms because guess what? They knew that courthouse, on every holiday, you have to test. No muss, no fuss. Here you go. Fine. I went to this other one. Oh, let me call and check this place. Hey, guys, so this guy here. Oh, okay, I got it. So I had to wait extra 10, 20 minutes. That's why I always went to my home place. Lo and behold, one day, my Jimmy, it rained hard. And the rain got into the battery cables, all the moisture, and shorted it out. So the car wouldn't start. So here I am getting ready to go on a Sunday morning. Start the car when I start. Try to get it jump when the car is not starting at all. So I missed that. And then they look at me and said, I violated probation because I missed it. And they look at me and it's like, well, you could have took a cab. You could have took a cab or an Uber there. I'm like, do you realize that it's like $50 one way? And $50 one way back? So I'd spend $100 to do a 35-minute drug test? Are you flipping out of your mind? Probation. You see what kind of nonsense that is? One time, I looked up. It's like this one girl I knew. I knew this one girl. I'm like, where does know this girl from? She would look at me. Hey, you used to go to this bar? I'm like, yeah. I was a waitress at the bar. Got drunk and I got pulled over, and now I'm here. And I was like, you work at a bar. People buy you drinks. He goes, yeah. Sometimes I had to be careful. I'm like, I mean, the thing is, a lot of us, we start talking and a lot. You guys stop talking. Oh, guess what? You can't bring your phones into place. You can't bring your phones into place. You can't bring small children up in there because of the fact that, so which means that if you're a single parent and you can't find someone to watch your kids while you drug test, they have to sit in the car, which basically means you leave these kids unattended, which technically you can get a freaking ticket for that. Seriously. You can't have a phone, so that means you can't have a phone up in there. If you take medication, you gotta take your bag of medications up in there. I mean, but the funny thing, this to me was a fly-by-night. This looks like a fly-by-night place. In order to make as much money as they can, they give these facilities the shittiest rent, the shittiest facilities, the shittiest equipment. So that way, the people who own this place could make mega money for a profit. And then you wonder why some of us complain about this system. Because you get shitty drug testing facilities like this, who technically is so low rent. So fucking low rent. That it looks like a fly-by-night place. Like something I can open up. Tell you the truth, you know what I can do? And you ship it off to a lab. I can slap on some labels. Yeah, let me do your drug test. Give me $25. I'll make a killing. Wow. So after 2 years of that, thank goodness it was over. Don't want to go through that shit again. And plus, a lot of times I had to leave work early. I couldn't work overtime. I couldn't make extra money because I had to go. And it's a pain in the ass. But, that's my rant about drug testing facilities. I'm going to get ready, try to get some sleep before I go to work in the morning. It's hot, humid. Would you know that I opened this up at 10 o'clock in the night time, just for the gym. By the time I was at the gym, it was like halfway gone. Oh well. So if you're going through that, I'll tell you what. See if your drug testing facility is kind of like how mine was, then we got something in common. If you went to a ritzy place and it treated you really nice, drop a line. I'm here. Talk to you later.